All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are diving into one of nature's strangest looking and honestly most misunderstood creatures, the ostrich. Yep, we all know them for their super long legs and that whole head in the sand thing. But trust me, there is so much more going on with this bird than you think. So let's just jump right in with a super weird habit that actually unlocks a ton of secrets about the ostrich. Get this, it eats rocks. On purpose. Not like by accident, it deliberately swallows stones. And you gotta ask, right? Why on earth would any animal do that? Well, the answer is deep inside the ostrich's body, in its super unique and honestly incredibly powerful digestive system. And this is where things start to get really cool. You know, these aren't just any old rocks it's picking up. They actually have a scientific name, gastroliths. It literally means stomach stones, and they basically do the same job as our teeth. And an adult ostrich can carry a ton of these things around in its stomach. I mean, researchers have found gizzards packed with up to 1.3 kilograms of rocks. To put that in perspective, that's almost 3 pounds. Imagine carrying that around in your stomach all day. So, this gizzard is an amazing piece of natural engineering. It's this super thick, powerful muscle, right? And it has this tough lining on the inside, almost like a callus, to protect itself from all those sharp stones. And as that muscle contracts, it just smashes the rocks against all the tough seeds and plants the ostrich eats, grinding everything down into a paste it can actually digest. Okay, so this whole rock-eating strategy, it kind of begs a bigger evolutionary question. We know from fossils that the ancestors of all birds, dinosaurs, they had teeth, lots of them. So what happened? Why did modern birds get rid of them completely? Well, scientists have a few really fascinating theories about this. One idea is that teeth are just plain heavy, and losing them would have made flying way easier. Another thought is that for a baby bird, it's so much faster to just grow a beak than a whole mouthful of teeth. And that's a huge deal when you need to grow up quick to avoid being eaten. But the leading theory? It takes us way back, 66 million years ago, to right after that asteroid hit. The world was devastated, and some think the only birds that made it were the ones with beaks and gizzards, because they could eat the only food left, tough little seeds buried in the ground. So you see, that weird diet is actually a massive key to its survival. And this is the point. The ostrich is far from some goofy, defenseless bird. The modern ostrich is a total evolutionary success story. It's a true powerhouse of the savanna. First of all, don't even think about trying to outrun one. Ostriches are the fastest birds on land, period. They can hit top speeds of 70 kilometers per hour, and they can just cruise at 50 kilometers per hour for super long distances, leaving pretty much any predator totally in the dust. And second, those long, powerful legs, they are not just for running. Oh no. They come with a serious weapon, a huge 10-centimeter long claw on the biggest toe. It's basically a dagger attached to its foot. And yeah, they absolutely know how to use it. An ostrich kicks forward, and that kick is so powerful, it can tear through a predator's skin and is literally strong enough to break a lion's ribs. Most predators are smart enough to know you just don't mess with a healthy adult ostrich. And the third thing? Their best defense is probably their incredible eyesight. Ostriches have the biggest eyes of any land animal on the whole planet. They measure a whopping 5 centimeters across. In fact, that massive eye is literally bigger than its entire brain. Yeah, you heard that right. The eye is bigger than the brain. But hold on, this isn't a sign that they're stupid. Not at all. It's a perfect example of evolution being super efficient. Think about it. If you live on the wide open savanna with nowhere to hide, what's more useful for survival? Being able to solve a complex puzzle or being able to spot a lion from miles away? It's a no-brainer, right? Okay, so this brings us to the most famous myth of them all. You know the one? The myth that has made the ostrich a poster child for being in denial. It's time to tackle this whole head-in-the-sand business. I mean, we've all heard the saying, right? It actually goes back about 2,000 years to a Roman naturalist who was watching them. But what he thought he saw, and what people have believed ever since, was a total misunderstanding of what the bird was actually doing. So the myth is this: a scared ostrich buries its head in the sand, thinking, if I can't see the lion can't see me. It's a funny picture in your head, I get it, but it is 100% wrong. The reality is actually way more practical. What people were seeing was an ostrich being a good parent. They dig shallow nests in the dirt for their eggs, and to make sure the eggs stay evenly warm, they have to lower their super long necks all the time to gently turn them with their beaks. So from far away, it totally looks like their head just disappears into the ground. Now, the ostrich isn't alone. It's part of a whole family of big, flightless birds called ratites. And its relatives have some equally fascinating and sometimes, frankly, terrifying survival skills. Let's meet a couple of them. First, let's head to Australia to meet the emu. Here, the parenting jobs are completely flipped. The female lays the eggs, and then she's out of there. The dad takes over completely. He sits on the eggs, raises the chicks all by himself, and sometimes he won't even eat for weeks while he's on duty. Next up is the cassowary. This bird lives in the rainforests of New Guinea and Australia, and let me tell you, it has earned a terrifying nickname for a very good reason. This is one bird you do not want to surprise. Just look at that claw. It's even bigger than an ostrich's. It can be up to 12 centimeters long, and cassowaries are known for being super aggressive. An ostrich would rather run away, right? A cassowary, it'll probably just charge right at you, using that giant claw to slash and, well, you get the picture. And finally, let's pop over to New Zealand to talk about the small but mighty kiwi. This little bird performs one of the most extreme feats in the entire animal kingdom. The female lays just one egg, but that egg can be up to 20% of her own body weight. To put that in human terms, that's like a mom giving birth to a 10-kilogram baby. Ouch! So when you look at the ostrich and its wild family, you see that these behaviors that look so strange or even silly to us, they're actually brilliant survival strategies perfected over millions of years. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other amazing animal secrets are just hiding in plain sight, waiting for us to pay a little closer attention?